Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. Now just quickly before we jump into this video, this is probably my last video of 2016, well at least like in Australian time at least. My next upload after this will most likely be on New Year's Day Australian time. I don't know if I'll upload it then, but we'll wait and see. But if this is my last upload of 2016, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year. Hopefully, 2016 hasn't been the best, so hopefully 2017 is a more promising year, if you want to call it that. And I also want to say thank you for 75,000 subscribers. We reached it earlier on. So we are 3/4 of the way to that big goal of 100k, and it's just insane they're at this amount right now. If you didn't know, my goal for the end of this year was actually 15,000 subscribers, so we beat it by 60,000 subscribers, which is just insane. But yeah, let's get on to this video. Now, we have had a few pretty sick things happen this season within The Flash. Some of these include Killer Frost, the origin of Kid Flash, Flashpoint, Dr. Alchemy, and of course, the subject of this video, the introduction of the God of Motion himself, Savitar. So in episode 2 of this season, we saw Edward Claris, or the Rival, getting held up against the prison wall by a metal armoured arm. Then at the end of episode 3, we see the security footage of this incident within Edward Claris's cell, where we see like a ball of light flying across the screen, which in turn attacks Claris, ending up killing him. So obviously, if you were watching my videos back then, we knew that this was Savitar. But we were sort of confused on how he was doing this, only appearing as a ball or flash of light to everyone. Like, was he really that fast? We obviously didn't get any Savitar again until episode 6, due to focus on some like Jesse Quick and Killer Frost stuff and the episodes in between. But at the end of episode 6, we finally got to see Savitar as he appears to free the acolytes of his cult, but also to pin Barry against the wall and introduce himself. But to our surprise, the only one that can actually see him is Barry, which basically gave away that only those connected to the Speed Force can actually see him. However, it is at the beginning of episode 7 where we really get the beginning to our answer in regards to Savitar's speed. As it begins where we left episode 6 at, Savitar takes Barry for a run of sorts where, thanks to the tracker on Barry's suit, Star Labs can see that Barry is just popping up at different points around Central City, which confused not only us as the viewers, but also Cisco and Caitlin and the rest of Star Labs. But thanks to the revelations in episode 9, that being the mid-season finale, with Savitar's connection to the Philosopher's Stone and the Speed Force, it's pretty clear that Savitar is just running through the Speed Force and popping out where he pleases, which is why it appears that he's going so fast. And due to him constantly running through the Speed Force, he is running through a plane of time in which it isn't the same as what other speedsters like Barry and Jay would be, because they're not running within the Speed Force, they're running through our time, if you want to call it that, but just at super speed. But Savitar is actually running through the physical form of the Speed Force. You do see Savitar run outside of the Speed Force when he is fighting Jay Garrick in episode 9. Even though it is minimal, it does prove that he is still extremely fast, even without using the Speed Force as a form of transformation for him, if you want to call it that. I think Savitar would still be much faster than Barry, even without the use of the Speed Force travel, but that would still be due to the same reason he can actually run through the Speed Force like that, and that obviously has to do with his connection to the Philosopher's Stone. I am 99% sure we are going to get a history lesson on the Speed Force in the back half of this season. I can't see them introducing a character like Savitar, who is a Speed Force nerd, basically, he's obsessed with it, and not go into more detail on the Speed Force and explain not only what it is in more detail, but also how Savitar can do what he can do with it, as well as how Barry or even Wally could possibly do the same. The jumping through the Speed Force to different points can almost be seen as a form of time manipulation, which if you didn't know was the basis around the powers of Zoom or Hunter Zolomon in the comics. Now they obviously didn't use that feature last season with Zoom, so it looks like it could be used in correlation with the Speed Force travelling of Savitar. And also, if you didn't know, Hunter Zolomon was much faster than Eobard Thawne because of the whole time manipulation thing. He wasn't just running super fast, he was basically time traveling. Every single time he took a step, he was time traveling, and it just appeared that he was moving extremely fast. I can understand why they didn't do it last season with Zoom, because it would have just been a bit too much, because they were introducing like the idea of the multiverse, so introducing this time manipulation thing would have just been way too much. But regardless, traveling through the Speed Force would still work, most likely better as well, without the need to involve time manipulation. As I said before, running through the Speed Force would be on a different plane of time than running outside of the Speed Force like Barry, Jay, Wally and Jesse do. But to sum this video up really quickly, Savitar is basically just able to appear as if he's running extremely fast, because he's actually not running on the same plane of time as Barry, Jay and the rest of the speedsters. He's essentially, like, if you want to call it, teleporting through the Speed Force to these different points, which gives the impression that he's actually traveling at a ridiculous speed. But even though, as I said before, even when he's outside of the Speed Force and he is running just like Barry and Jay would, he is still extremely fast because of his dedication to learning all about the Speed Force. But it will be interesting to see what they do in this latter half of Season 3 in regards to disconnecting Savitar's connection to not only the Philosopher's Stone, but the Speed Force. But even though, you know, they go hand in hand, so really if you stop one, you'd stop the other. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be very much appreciated if you could leave a like on it. Let me know in the comment section below, did I get anything wrong? Do you have any other questions? If you got confused within this video. To be honest, when I was making this video, I got confused. It's a bit of just a confusing subject to cover, but hopefully I did get my point across. But as I said, if you do have any more questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try and reply to as many as I can. As I said, Happy New Year if this is my last video that I do upload this year. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.